What if I told you there are tractors so wild, so over the top, you'd swear they came straight out of a sci-fi movie? From fire-breathing monsters and jet-powered beasts to designs so strange you'll wonder how they even work. These aren't your grandpa's farm machines. They look fake, but every single one of them is 100% real. Get ready for the 10 craziest tractors you'll think they're fake. Because in the world of farming, reality is sometimes stranger than fiction. Number 1. Horsch Leeb PT3550. The Horsch Leeb PT350 doesn't look like a tractor at first glance. It looks more like a sci-fi rover designed for terraforming Mars than a machine meant for working the soil. The sleek, elongated chassis, low-slung cab, and massive sprayer arms stretching like insect wings make it appear more alien than agricultural. Yet beneath that futuristic look lies one of the most advanced precision farming machines ever built. The PT350 was designed for speed, accuracy, and minimal soil compaction, bringing high-end German engineering into the world of spraying and cultivation. Its unique design prioritizes perfect balance and even weight distribution, ensuring the soil beneath doesn't suffer the compacting damage caused by traditional heavy rigs. Farmers who have used it describe it as driving a sports car through the field. It's smooth, agile, and astonishingly fast for its size. Power comes from a massive 8.7-liter engine paired with advanced hydrostatic transmission, offering seamless control across any terrain. But the real magic is in the tech. The PT350 uses auto-leveling booms, GPS-controlled application systems, and smart sensors that automatically adjust spraying based on wind, crop density, and ground conditions. It's a computer on wheels, or more accurately, on giant tractor tires. From the outside, though, what steals the show is its shape. The central cabin is positioned unusually forward, while the rear houses an integrated tank and sprayer system that looks sculpted for aerodynamics. Its color scheme, typically white and red with black accents, gives it a clinical, high-tech appearance, more like a laboratory instrument than a farm implement. When this machine rolls into the field, people often stop what they're doing just to stare. Its futuristic stance makes you wonder if it's even real or just a concept CGI rendering. But the Horsch Leeb PT350 is no fantasy, it's the real deal. A bold statement of what modern farming can look like when design and engineering dare to go beyond tradition. Number 2. Chamberlain 306. Australia isn't the first place people think of when they hear tractor innovation, but the Chamberlain 306 changed that perception forever. Built during a time when Australian farmers needed tough, reliable machines to handle brutal heat, dust, and endless acres of hard ground, the Chamberlain 306 was less of a tractor and more of a mechanical bull, stubborn, muscular, and impossible to kill. From the moment you see it, the Chamberlain 306 commands attention. It's painted in the brand's signature mustard yellow color, which over time has become symbolic of rugged Australian engineering. The design is unapologetically industrial. Big boxy hood, prominent vertical exhaust pipes, wide-set tires, and a cabin that looks like it was welded together by a blacksmith rather than built in a factory. It's raw, loud, and brutally simple. Under the hood, the Chamberlain 306 was powered by a 6-cylinder diesel engine capable of producing serious torque. It wasn't the fastest tractor, but it was virtually indestructible. Mechanics often joked that you could drop a 306 off a cliff, patch the fuel line, and it would still run. That's not far from the truth. The tractor was built to survive extreme abuse in some of the world's harshest farming conditions. What makes the 306 crazy is not just its durability, but its sheer oversized proportions and mechanical purity. There's nothing unnecessary about it. No luxury cab, no electronic control panels, no comfort seats, just raw metal, gears, and a roaring engine that sounded like thunder across the paddocks. Farmers didn't buy a Chamberlain 306 because it was beautiful. They bought it because it was tough enough to plow through anything. Even today, decades after production stopped, Chamberlain tractors are still found running on Australian farms. Some are restored and displayed at heritage events, standing as proud reminders of an era when tractors were built like tanks. When you see one rumbling down a field, you might think it's a museum piece, but then it fires up, belching diesel smoke, and you realize this crazy-looking relic still works better than many modern machines. Number 3. Mattracks XT series. Imagine taking a regular tractor, ripping off its wheels, and replacing them with military-grade tracks that let it float across mud, snow, and swamps like a tank. That's the Mattracks XT series, not a tractor by itself, but a radical track conversion system that turns everyday machines into unstoppable all-terrain beasts. Developed by the innovative team at Mattracks in Minnesota, USA, the XT series was born out of necessity. Farmers and loggers in snowy or marshy regions needed a way to keep moving even when the ground turned to soup. So instead of designing an entirely new vehicle, Mattracks made it possible to convert any wheeled tractor into a tracked one within hours. The result is a Frankenstein-like creation that looks fake until it rips through waist-deep snow without slowing down. Each track module is built with high-tensile steel and wrapped in heavy-duty rubber treads, designed to spread the tractor's weight over a much larger surface area. That means less soil compaction, better traction, and an almost surreal ability to glide across terrain that would stop normal tractors dead in their tracks. The XT series is used not just in agriculture but also in forestry, oil fields, and Arctic expeditions. Visually, it's a jaw-dropper. Once installed, the tractor takes on an entirely new identity: lower, wider, and more aggressive. The giant triangular track pods make it look like a post-apocalyptic war machine. When you see one crawling across a snowfield or mountain slope, it looks like a scene out of a science fiction movie, but it's 100% real and incredibly effective. What makes the Mattracks XT series truly crazy is the way it blurs the line between farming and military technology. You're no longer looking at a gentle field worker. You're looking at a hybrid monster built to conquer any landscape. Farmers who've driven them swear by their capabilities, saying it feels like commanding a tank through the fields. So the next time you see a video of a tractor tank gliding through mud without leaving a rut, don't assume it's fake. It's likely a Mattracks XT system in action. Proof that sometimes the craziest ideas are also the most practical ones. Number 4. Fendt favorite, 626 LS. If there were ever a Mercedes-Benz of tractors, it would be the Fendt favorite 626 LS. Built in the 1980s by the German manufacturer Fendt, 626 LS wasn't just powerful, it was elegant. It looked so refined that many farmers joked it belonged more in a showroom than in a muddy field. With its sleek design, comfortable cabin, and advanced engineering, it was years ahead of its time. At its heart, the 626 LS carried a 6-cylinder Dodge diesel engine, pushing around 252 horsepower, a monumental figure for its era. But Fendt didn't stop there. The tractor featured full-frame construction, hydrostatic drive, and load-sensing hydraulics, allowing for a smoother, more controlled operation even under heavy loads. It was engineered not just for raw performance but for precision and comfort, something unheard of in tractors back then. The cabin was the real showpiece. Step inside and you'd find plush seats, panoramic visibility, ergonomic controls, and noise insulation that made it feel like the cockpit of a luxury vehicle. Farmers who drove one said it felt like flying an aircraft rather than plowing a field. Every control was within arm's reach, and the ride was surprisingly smooth thanks to advanced suspension systems. But the real reason the 626 LS looks crazy is its visual design. With sloped body panels, integrated headlights, and clean lines, it resembled a concept vehicle rather than a commercial product. Even today, its design looks futuristic compared to many modern tractors. The Fendt engineers clearly wanted to prove that power and beauty could coexist, and they nailed it. Only a limited number of these machines were ever made, making them collector's items today. Spotting one at a vintage show is like seeing a unicorn. Farmers and machinery fans often crowd around it, stunned that something built decades ago still looks more advanced than half of what's on the market now. The Fendt favorite 626 LS wasn't just a tractor, it was a statement. It showed that farming didn't have to be all grit and grease. It could be about precision, luxury, and pride. A crazy idea for its time, and a timeless legend today. Number 5. Antonio Carraro, Mach 4R. If tractors had personalities, the Antonio Carraro Mach 4R would be the daring mountain climber, agile, fearless, and outrageously capable. Built in Italy, this small but mighty machine was engineered for places where normal tractors would roll over in terror. Think steep vineyards, terraced orchards, and slippery alpine slopes. From a distance, the Mach 4R looks almost like a futuristic go-kart, but up close, it's a technological marvel. Unlike most tractors that rely on wheels, the Mach 4R uses 4 independent rubber tracks that grip the ground like claws. These tracks give it an incredibly low center of gravity, meaning it can crawl across hillsides that would send other tractors tumbling. Its reversible driving system allows the operator to flip the seat and controls 180 degrees, letting the tractor move efficiently in either direction. That might sound simple, but on a narrow vineyard terrace with a steep drop, this can literally be the difference between success and disaster. The heart of the Mach 4R is a turbocharged 98 horsepower Yanmar diesel engine. Small by heavy tractor standards, but perfectly balanced for its weight and terrain. It's equipped with a sophisticated hydrostatic transmission system, giving it buttery smooth movement even on the most uneven ground. The suspension is built to absorb shocks from rocky slopes, making the ride surprisingly stable. What makes the Mach 4R crazy is how it redefines what a tractor can be. It looks compact and harmless, even cute, until you watch it tackle a 40-degree incline like a tank. Watching it maneuver sideways on slopes that would scare a mountain goat is both terrifying and mesmerizing. Visually, it's unmistakable. A low, compact frame with an enclosed cab perched on 4 rugged tracks. It looks more like a sci-fi rover than a vineyard tractor, and yet it's completely real. Built by Antonio Carraro, a brand famous for turning impossible terrain into workable farmland. Farmers in Italy's hilly wine regions swear by it. They call it the spider, because of the way it crawls and grips. The Antonio Carraro Mach 4R is living proof that sometimes the craziest designs are born from necessity, and sometimes they work so well they become legends. Number 6. Ursus 1614 Turbo. When you think of power, endurance, and mechanical honesty, few machines embody it, like the Ursus 1614 Turbo. Built in Poland during the 1980s and 1990s, this beast was designed not for luxury or looks, but for one simple purpose: to work hard, every single day, no matter what. The result? A tractor so rugged and brutally simple that it became legendary across Eastern Europe and even Africa. The first thing you notice about the 1614 Turbo is its imposing stance. Tall, squared-off hood, chunky tires, and a no-nonsense cab that looks like a steel box bolted on top. There's nothing fancy here, and that's what makes it crazy. In a world of sleek, modern machines with digital dashboards and leather seats, the Ursus 1614 feels like a piece of military machinery from a Cold War movie. Under the hood lies a powerful 6-cylinder turbocharged diesel engine, capable of churning out around 150 horsepower. But horsepower only tells half the story. The engine's true magic lies in its torque. The 1614 pulls like a freight train, shrugging off muddy fields, frozen soil, and endless plowing sessions. It wasn't built to be pretty, it was built to last. Farmers often say that if you take care of an Ursus, it'll outlive you. The Turbo badge added even more brute power, making it one of the most respected workhorses in the Ursus lineup. It could handle massive implements, heavy trailers, and long hours in the field with barely a complaint. What makes the 1614 Turbo look fake to modern eyes is its raw industrial character. The cab is tall and square, almost like a ship's bridge. The fenders and panels are oversized. The exhaust pipe juts straight up like a smokestack, and the deep rumble of the engine could wake a village. It's a reminder of a time when tractors were built to conquer, not to impress. Even today, many Ursus 1614 Turbos from the 1980s are still working. Farmers rebuild them, repaint them, and keep them alive, because machines like this simply don't die. It's crazy, it's old school, and it's real steel through and through. Number 7. Rába-Steiger 245. Now, if you want a tractor that looks like it could crush a car without noticing, meet the Rába-Steiger 245, a monstrous collaboration between Hungary's Rába company and America's Steiger. Born during the Cold War era, this machine represents a wild fusion of Eastern European determination and American excess. It's massive, square-shouldered, and intimidating, the kind of machine that doesn't care about aesthetics. It cares about domination. The Rába-Steiger 245 is powered by a 12-liter Cummins diesel engine. pushing out roughly 20-45 horsepower, a staggering figure for the late 1970s and early 1980s. Its four-wheel drive articulated frame gives it incredible traction, allowing it to pull ridiculously large plows and implements across tough, unyielding terrain. The articulation, that central hinge in the middle, makes it steer like a tank, bending in the middle rather than turning its wheels. Watching it move is almost unsettling. It looks like a mechanical animal shifting its spine. The cabin is perched high, offering panoramic visibility and a commanding presence. From the driver's seat, you don't see fields, you see an empire. The controls are simple, mechanical, and loud. Every switch and lever feels purposeful, made for a farmer who knows his machine like an extension of himself. What makes the Rába-Steiger crazy isn't just its power, it's the way it bridges two worlds. Built under license from Steiger in the USA, it brought Western big tractor technology to Eastern Europe. The result was a machine that looked alien in Hungarian fields at the time, enormous, roaring, and unlike anything local farmers had ever seen. Its size alone was enough to scare smaller tractors into retirement. When the 245 showed up, it didn't just farm, it commanded the land. Even decades later, these titans are still remembered fondly by farmers who grew up watching them work. It's not elegant or high-tech, but it's brutally honest, a steel colossus with a diesel heart that refused to quit. The Rába-Steiger 245 remains one of the wildest sights in tractor history. A hulking brute that looks fake in pictures, but feels like raw power come to life. Number 8. AgXeed AgBot. While most tractors in this list roar with diesel engines and kick up clouds of dust, the AgXeed AgBot hums quietly across the field because it's autonomous. No driver, no cab, no steering wheel, just sensors, software, and electric power doing what humans once did. If that sounds like science fiction, that's because it looks like it. The AgBot is one of the world's first fully autonomous tractors designed for real-world farming, and yes, it's completely real. The Dutch company AgXeed created the AgBot to address the growing challenges of labor shortages, fuel costs, and environmental sustainability. This machine doesn't need rest, doesn't complain, and doesn't make mistakes, at least not human ones. Using GPS guidance, LiDAR sensors, and AI-driven path planning, it can navigate fields with millimeter accuracy, planting seeds, spraying crops, or cultivating soil all by itself. Its design is minimalist and futuristic, a low rectangular body on rubber tracks or wheels with no cab in sight. From afar, it looks like a prop from a robot movie. Up close, the detail is incredible. Sensor pods, precision hydraulics, and cooling vents all integrated seamlessly into a sleek chassis. It's quiet, efficient, and shockingly elegant. The AgBot runs on a diesel-electric hybrid system, offering clean and consistent power. Because it's lighter than traditional tractors, it also reduces soil compaction, making it both powerful and eco-friendly. It can even communicate with other machines, working in sync as part of a fully automated fleet, a glimpse into the future of smart farming. What makes it crazy is the complete redefinition of what a tractor even is. The AgBot doesn't just replace human labor, it reinvents the role of machinery in agriculture. It's not a tool anymore, it's a partner. Farmers can monitor and control it remotely via smartphone or computer, watching as it autonomously completes hours of fieldwork while they focus on strategy. It's quiet, it's sleek, and it's eerily intelligent. For anyone used to roaring diesel engines and grimy mechanics, the AgXeed AgBot feels almost alien, like farming has entered the age of artificial intelligence. Number 9. Ursus C-45. The Ursus C-45 isn't just a tractor, it's a piece of living history. Built in post-war Poland, this machine was designed during an era of scarcity, when engineering was driven by necessity rather than luxury. The result, a tractor so simple, so rugged, and so unbreakable that it's still running today, nearly 70 years later. At first glance, the C-45 looks ancient. A tall, upright engine block, exposed components, and a steering wheel the size of a car tire. But what makes it crazy is its simplicity. The C-45 was powered by a single-cylinder, two-stroke diesel engine producing around 45 horsepower, not much by today's standards. but enough to pull, plow and power anything a small farm needed. The engine had no starter motor. You had to start it by inserting a blowtorch into a special port to preheat the cylinder, then swing a massive flywheel by hand. It was farming and fitness combined. The tractor's design was heavily inspired by the German Lance Bulldog, but Ursus adapted it to fit Polish conditions and materials. Everything was built to be repairable in the field. No computers, no delicate electronics, just metal and sweat. Farmers learned to rebuild engines with basic tools, sometimes even casting their own replacement parts. Over time, the Ursus C-45 became a national symbol of resilience. It worked through floods, snow, wars, and decades of political upheaval. Today, collectors cherish them like rolling antiques, often restoring them to pristine condition and showing them off at tractor rallies. When the single-cylinder engine fires up, it doesn't purr, it thunders with a deep, rhythmic poom-poom that can be heard from miles away. It's a sound from another time, and it still gives goosebumps to anyone who loves mechanical history. The Ursus C-45 may look ancient and odd, but it's a masterpiece of survival engineering, crazy by modern standards, but a true legend that refused to quit. Number 10. MTZ Belarus 4522. If tractors were soldiers, the MTZ Belarus 4522 would be the general. Towering, muscular, and terrifyingly powerful, this Belarusian-built giant looks like a tank that accidentally wandered into a wheat field. With its sharp edges, thick armor-like panels, and elevated stance, it's one of those machines that make you wonder, is this even real? The 4522 is powered by a 530 horsepower V12 diesel engine, making it one of the most powerful tractors ever produced by the Minsk Tractor Works MTZ. This isn't your average farm tractor. It's a pulling monster designed for heavy cultivation, land leveling, and other extreme tasks that most machines can't handle. The cab sits high and forward, giving the operator a commanding view over a massive hood that stretches like a runway. Everything about this machine screams dominance. The exhaust stacks shoot upward like cannons. The massive tires are tall enough to stand shoulder to shoulder with an adult. The noise? Deafening. When it starts up, the low growl of the engine vibrates through the ground. But the Belarus 4522 isn't just about brute strength. It's surprisingly advanced, featuring automated gear systems, electronic hydraulics, and climate-controlled cabins. For a machine born in Eastern Europe, it blends old-school toughness with a surprising touch of modern comfort. What makes it crazy is the sheer overkill of its design. It's so powerful that most farmers will never even need its full potential. Yet, like all Belarus tractors, it's built to last decades with minimal maintenance. It's the definition of functional toughness, a machine that could survive the apocalypse and still go plowing afterward. The 4522's brutal, angular styling has made it a social media sensation. Many people mistake it for a fake concept or a photoshopped image, but it's very real and it's still being built today. The MTZ Belarus 4522 is not just a tractor, it's a statement of power, a beast forged in steel, ready to conquer the toughest lands on Earth. You've seen some of the wildest tractors ever built, the kind that make you ask, why would anyone build that? But that's what makes them unforgettable. Which one blew your mind the most? Drop your pick in the comments below. If you love insane machines, rare inventions, and farm tech that looks too crazy to be real, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more unbelievable tractor stories. Thanks for watching. And remember, on the farm or off it, crazy ideas are what move the world forward.